Yeah. Man, what's up, Gray? You still out here, boy? I told you, man, I ain't gonna be able to give you nothing, man. I'm on the budget. You gonna have to get a job or something, homie. Gray done lost weight. Something happened to him. Well, he got bit by something, a raccoon or something. I don't know. That was a big ass wound. It's starting to heal, though. It's starting to, well, yeah. It's healing, lean. Yeah, listen before I get crossed up. When I came home earlier, you know, I took a little dose and the homie Jerbear came through. You see, Jerbear came through and gave me something that was, I believe, a beautiful understanding. Something that we used to do in the early 60s, 70s maybe. And we can do it again if we want to. But this is what Jerbear wrote. And through its eyes, I saw, you know, oftentimes when you in these dimensions, it's hard sometimes to get the fullness of what you brought in. You see, so you have to think of yourself in all these areas. You see, you know it's the Most High, you know it's the source, but you have to stay close to you. You see, so because you're driving. You know what I'm saying? You're driving, you're the one that's breathing. You know, it's trusting you, you know what I'm saying, to move in certain directions, in certain orders. You have to know your body. You have to know the internal and the external. But this is what Jerbear wrote down for a brother, you see. You know, I saw a big pool, a huge pool of entertainers, you see. And these entertainers, you know, different genres. Is that how you call it? Different bodies, you know, sports, film, art. You see, just a lot of bodies, man. You see, and they were very, what you call it? They were big time. You see. Big time celebrities, and they all came together, put their money together, you see, and generated over $1 billion. You see, they took this money and it came down into the communities. You see, they came down into the communities. And they started to plan something. You see, the plan was to get these children, raise these children's vibrations up. You see, their plan was to raise the children's vibrations up because something that's inside of the children, you see, it ignites or excites the Most High. And when the adults see the children happy and joyful, it rearranges their souls, it rearranges their hearts. You see, it taps into that lost spirit that once was, you see, great, you see, magnificent. This is what the children know how to heal. You see, the children heal. So what they did, they came down and through their womb, through the body's womb, they started constructing these construction trade centers. You see, these electrician trade centers, these plumbing trade centers. You see, they start opening up these recreation centers all through these communities. You see, these downcast communities. You see, where these babies and all the gods are birthed. You see, all the angels, all the messengers, all the geniuses. You see, they came down to where they are birthed. You see, and they ignited the spirits in these children just by them being present. They moved themselves, these entertainers, they moved themselves down here. You see, down here, they infested poverty. You see, they infested poverty with joy, prosperity, greatness, beautiful. They turned poverty into an oasis or some type of paradise down here below. You see, just by them being here. You see, as time goes on, the children going to develop, they're going to grow. You see, they're going to know that these entertainers and all of these great people that's down here, they know that they're one of them. So the starstruck faded away. They became one. You see? And through these bodies of these builders and more entertainers, because there was theatrical centers that they built also, you see, for entertainment. You see? So they can, entertainment. So they can have their own things. So they can have their own distribution centers. You see? They concentrated on themselves. You see? They grew. You see? None of the entertainers or the stars lifted themselves up, talking about I was the first, I was the greatest, I am the one that the people are waiting for. None of this came out of these celebrities' mouths. They just came down, they knew what was written inside of them from Jerbear. You see? And they were protected because those who still was under contract saw what was going on. So Jerbear wrote in the script, and made them feel, the owners of the contract, made them feel a certain type of way. And they released them from that paperwork. And they became free. They became free. You see, they all became free. You see, but their concentration was down below. The concentration was in their own environment. You start seeing them do for themselves. You see? You start seeing them all do for themselves. They didn't depend on something else. You see? They didn't have time to listen to the philosophies and the understanding and the mind state of those who once was, or those who once colonized their minds. You see? They didn't have time to listen to it. They was too busy uplifting their souls. That's what they were doing. They was too busy uplifting their souls, teaching the children how to uplift their souls, how to uplift each other. It was in them. You see, they became one body across this country. They became one big body. You see? And through their ways, through that culture, the sound, and just how they moved, you see, it grew a pattern. It was like a pattern that they all had. You see? And the pattern was sort of similar to a stigma. You see, and that stigma, if you put it in some type of electric field that produce sounds, the way these bodies were moving, you will be able to read the sound that the people are making when they're moving. You see, their movements called a name. You see, their movements called a name. The body that they created from the Most High, from the eye of Jerbear. You see, the body that they created was the Most High. It was seen in the people. You see, it was seen in the people. And the people started to shout out the name based on their rhythm. You see, they started just to shout out the name, but it wasn't a name that you read in a book. It was a name based on how you were moving. You see, it was a name based on your culture. You see, it was a name that the babies speak when it came out the womb or in their development. You see, it had sounds like ga, ya, da, ba, ta. You see, goo goo gaga. It wasn't no goo goo gaga. No, it had the ah in it. But that's how they were moving. This is what Jerbear saw.